Hello, friends. As many of you know, I'm Michael Peter Langevin. I'm thinking of launching a series of podcasts. To start that off, I'm introducing a friend, Darla Williams from Texas. Darla did me a favor. I'm doing Darla a favor. Darla is an intuitive, transformative life coach. She's helped many people with her insights of personal experiences that give people tools to overcome traumas, abuse, and domestic violence. How's that sound, Dalla?
That's exactly what I've been doing for quite some
I
time.
boiled it down because I want you to tell people who you are, what you do, and what they can do. So, who are you?
Well, like you said, I'm Darla R. Williams. I'm a little bit of a lot of things, but as a coach, what I do is, like he says, I'm an intuitive transformational life coach. And what does that mean? Intuitive transformational, meaning that I can tune into the things that are going on with you and begin fine tuning the things that have happened and helping you as a guiding post to finding the life that you really want after trauma. Trauma can literally leave us in the ruins and the devastation of who we are, and where we don't know whether or not it's up, down, left, or right. And what do we do in that mess? We have to seek someone who's probably already been through it and knows where you're at. And that's what I have done with my life. I have turned into that space where I am truly giving back to those who are in the same place that I once was. Overcoming domestic violence is my key space that I truly want to work with because I know what it's like to climb out of that.
Talk a little bit about your experiences, if you'd be so kind.
Um, well, in recent past, a couple years ago, I had to learn that I needed to reinforce my space of boundaries. I was not aware that, giving people room was actually causing me a lot of harm. A lot of
Your,
times in life,
excuse me, Dalla. Your actual video has frozen. I'm not sure why.
let me see if we can get a better connection. Is that a little bit better?
Well, your voice is coming in great. That's the important part. Okay, now you're starting to move. This is good. Okay, I think we got it. Continue, please.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Don't know where that happened.
Or you know what? I think it is on my end. It's showing me.
Whoops. Well, folks, let's see what happens now. In the meantime, trauma. There we go. You back? Huh. Technical
Okay.
difficulty.
I am having a little bit of difficulties. I'm having an unstable connection.
Oh, wow.
That is what's going on.
And does this happen often? Is this something we can do
No,
something
I've been
about?
able to do all of my readings recent, all of my calls recently. So
Hmm.
this is not usual. It may just be, because of the storm yesterday. I'm wondering. I did have some weather yesterday.
Your voice is coming in great. It's unfortunate about the video. Um, yeah, now we got a video. Yeah, okay, let's pick it up where we left off and see where we go.
And I don't see you.
Oh, well, I'm here. I think I'm
Okay.
recording me.
Well, like I was saying, being through myself, I had to begin working on understanding and developing boundaries a couple years ago. I'd spent many years of my life just working through different things in different areas. And I came to realize that sometimes we end up in our circumstances because we never had the fundamental teachings of the importance of our boundaries. So that is one of the things that I have come to learn through my own personal experience. But 18 years ago, I suffered with my son some major abuse where um, we went through something that was very horrific. A man who had lived with me abused me physically and sexually. And later I found out he had assaulted my son So we went through a lot of different therapies and counseling and years to begin even unpacking the pain behind what we endured together and separate in that house. So when I talk about the fact that I'm here to help other people, I really do actually understand the dynamics of what happens behind the closed door in this silent place, in the secret place where people take charge over others. So, one of the main things in life right now is really giving others the opportunity to come through that and be able to realize that there is a life after domestic violence.
I
And
think
it
that
doesn't
that point
matter.
you've made is those 2 points you made are so important. One is the life after domestic violence, and two, that you've been through it and suffered from it and lost your sense of direction with it. So therefore, you know what it took to get you out of it, so that you can give other people guidance and tools to do that.
Correct. Well, what happens, one of the things I learned for myself is we have patterns. We have situations and circumstances that keep us repeating the same things, and we don't even know why, because it goes back to things that had happened prior in a foundational condition of who we are. And how do you break something when you don't even know that you're doing something wrong that within yourself?
It's
You
so true. We
learn
run so much on the unconscious that we're often doing things just not being aware of why or how or where it comes from.
right. And it's really important to begin unlearning our patterns that have been passed down from different times in our life and our family generations. So, there's so much to do when it comes down to redeveloping after the trauma. And it's not something you want to try and do on your own because there's so much confusion and so many different illusions that your brain has began picking.
Oops. Well, folks, it's good we're trying these things, see how they work. One more time. Let's take it from the top. Um, Overcoming our unconscious patterns.
Hmm. We are definitely popping in and out today. I don't know
Well,
how well
I
it's
think it's very symbolic because the people I've worked with that have had trauma and suffered domestic violence, their lives go like this. Um,
it does feel like exactly like this. Exactly. Because one
so the
minute you're
fact that we're doing
connected,
it technically and
not.
picking up the pieces and going forward is really what you're telling people to do on a lot of levels.
Yes, sir.
Um, how do you how do you take someone who's shattered from either living in domestic violence or just having left domestic violence and and get them going again?
Well, the first step is identifying what your story is. And because you're going to be on repeat anyways with the fact that you've gone through it, you're going to be sitting in that ruin and just repeating over and over again your story because you don't know how to make sense of it. So what we need to do is begin by sitting down and begin allowing you that safe place to actually begin unpacking your story because you're left like with a box of ruins sitting there on the side of the road. I like to look at it like the wreckage of a car accident. We're standing on the side of the road with all of these ruins. The windshields imploded because the boulder came down out of the truck in front of us, and all of a sudden it was just a shattered moment, and we don't know what to do. It's an emergency. It's shocking. It's completely discombobulating. You're literally sitting there going, what happened? Why did it happen? What did I do wrong? And in all actuality, you may have not done anything. It may have been.
All righty.
So what I was saying is it may not have even been you. It may have just been the circumstances and the manipulation around you. But you have to begin setting up a foundation for yourself, finding the pieces of you that you want to keep out of the story.
And once people start doing that, once they start breaking their patterns and start finding the pieces of themselves put back together, how do they progress from there?
From there, it's beginning to redirect yourself. You may not have the same interests that you had before after what you've been through. You may need to redevelop that. You may need to find out what you're interested in now afterwards. And finding someone who can support you emotionally as you're developing that, because you may get moods and different things that you're feeling, and you need a support system that can handle you when you're going through those things. So you have a safe space to talk about it because
That
everyone else out in
that
the world will not be
that's
able to handle
beautiful.
it.
I'm going to interrupt you because you disappeared again. Um,
Oh,
you're back. All right. This is tricky. We might end up doing that. We break it and you invite me and record, but and see if that's better. But we'll go forward now and see if it holds. I,
okay.
I apologize. I don't usually have this. You don't seem to either lately.
I don't usually have this problem either. I just get right through it.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs to be broken up. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a part to that to keep me right on track and not going into other things.
There you go. There's a reason for everything. We know that. Um,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I've worked with. I do therapy as well, and differently than you, and I'm sure. But I've worked with people who have gone through trauma, and a lot of times they don't know what their name is. Never mind if the sun's coming up today. What do you tell people like that?
Well, first off, it's going to be okay. It may not make sense right now, but it will be okay. You just have to find the way to it. It's okay not to be okay, really. When you're in that position, it's okay not to be okay. You've been through a lot. And when you've been through a lot, and what I like to explain when I'm talking to those who have suffered PTSD, imagine that you have a glass plate inside your head. And in your mind, as you're dealing with circumstances and situations, these situations bounce off this plate. As the plate is handling all of these different things bouncing off of it, after so much time of circumstance, and this is for those who have CPTSD, those who have chronic continuous trauma throughout their life. What happens to us is literally we come to a place where that plate within becomes overloaded and it shatters. I have the shattered heart here as an example. What happens to us is we break on the inside in such a way that we don't know where we're at, what we're to do next, and we're completely lost and confused. When you're lost and confused, you really need someone who knows how to find you in that place. So reaching out, finding someone, asking for help is the number one thing. There isn't anything wrong with asking for help.
Not that it directly affects what you're doing or is similar, but I've read a lot of research where a lot of the veterans who have come back from wars have not been able to talk to people. So they work with dogs or horses or some other kind of animal situation where they can have their emotions expressed and start to heal, and then they can actually talk to a therapist.
Correct. That is something that is happening right now, and they are beginning to do that. I personally have someone that has recently reached out to me to partner with me on some stuff in regards to.
Should we try for you to invite me and to record the other half from yours and have you send it to me to put them together?
I'm sorry.
Should we try to have you invite me to Zoom and you record the second half and then send it to me and I put them together? Do you think that
Sure.
would be better for your connection?
Perfect. Let's do that.
Okay, let's hang up and
All
start
right.
over.
Bye for now.